What's up, you guys? My name's Sophia Lena, aka Lena Dishes, and today I'm going to share with you pretzel chicken cutlets. They're delicious, you're going to love them. Let's get right into it. First things first, as always, we're going to gather all of our mise en place, which means things in place. This just makes it a lot quicker and easier for us. I left all of my ingredients in the caption below, but as you can see, we have frying oil, chicken breast, flour, eggs, garlic season, onion seasoning, paprika seasoning, Italian breadcrumbs with Parmesan, panko breadcrumbs, and of course, the pretzels. We're gonna have to chop up our pretzels. I use a food processor, but growing up, my mom used to always make these, and we would just throw the pretzels in a gallon bag and hit it with a meat mallet, and that did just fine. Just pulse it about 3 or 4 times just to get them a little chopped up. For the breading station, you're gonna wanna get yourself 3 big bowls. In one of the bowls, we're gonna put the flour. In the other bowl, we're gonna crack our eggs and whisk them. And my little secret when I fry chicken is I put my seasonings in my egg. I just find it disperses it better and it gives it better flavor. Trust me on this one, you're gonna wanna try it. I also throw a little bit of salt and pepper in there. Just make sure that you whisk it really well so there's absolutely no clumps. And for the egg and the flour, you can substitute a big gallon bag if you don't have a bowl or you just don't want to clean them. In the last bowl, we're going to go ahead and add our Italian breadcrumbs and our panko breadcrumbs. Panko is a little secret to this recipe. It is optional, but I think it really just fills in a blank and adds great texture. Now, before we start touching our chicken, we're going to want to make sure we have a sheet tray lined with parchment that we can put our chicken on once it's done being breaded. If you're making a lot, make sure you have extra parchment on hand so you can layer them with that so they don't stick to each other. If you didn't already buy your chicken filleted, then go ahead and clean that up and fillet that now. As soon as you're done filleting it, you can throw it right in the flour bowl. To keep this process as neat as possible, we're going to use one hand for the wet ingredients and one hand for the dry ingredients. So using our dry hand, toss the cutlets in the flour until they're completely coated. Once it's completely coated in flour, shake off all that excess and then go ahead and throw it right in the egg bowl. Repeat that same process with all the cutlets until they're all in the egg bowl. Once you have them in the egg bowl, use your other hand, the wet hand, to completely toss them in the egg. Make sure you keep tossing it until you see no more flour on any of the cutlets. Once they're completely coated, we're going to shake off the excess and only do 1 or 2 at a time, placing them right in the breadcrumb bowl. Now going back to our dry hand, we're going to toss some breadcrumbs on top of the cutlets, gently pushing them down into the cutlet. Flip the cutlet over and do the same thing on the other side. After the cutlet is completely coated, go ahead and place it on your tray. You're just going to keep doing this process until all of your chicken is coated. Make sure you don't see any more egg and you fill in all the egg spots with breadcrumbs. I'm super obsessed with the pretzels, so I always take a little extra and sprinkle it on top of the cutlets because later on I'll fry those up too. Now that all of our chicken is breaded, we could go ahead and head to the fryer. In a deep pot, make sure you have enough oil to completely cover the cutlets. It's about 2 cups worth. And then turn it on about medium-high until it gets about 350 degrees. You can leave them in the fridge at this point until your oil is ready. It's important you have a couple things nearby. You're going to want a plate lined with paper towels, a thermometer, tongue, and if you put the extra pretzels in like I did, you're going to want something to get them out. Fry these for about 3 minutes on both sides till golden brown and 165 degrees in the middle. You can even freeze these raw breaded cutlets. Just make sure you layer them with parchment so they don't get stuck to each other. On a last note, those are all the pretzels that I took out with the little spider at the end. And that's all super easy, super addicting, and thank you guys for tuning in. Much love from my kitchen to yours. Bye!